we can tell you that Tito Santana, who won the recent tournament, the 3-day tournament that we had, who took the trophy and took the cash, and who got the wrath of world's champion Nick Bockwinkel after him, is going to put his trophy up and give Bockwinkel a chance to take it away from him, because Tito Santana believes that he can beat Nick Bockwinkel in a 2 out of 3 fall match, just as he did win over him with a decision here in the Coliseum during the tournament. Here's something that happened here tonight at the Sam Houston Coliseum. One of the fans brought this to me, and here's a deal for you. If you come to the Coliseum next Friday night, and if you bring along something that encourages Tito Santana, we will give you a reward. We will give every person who brings a bell or a horn or a whistle or a sign or a placard or whatever you want to call it that encourages Tito and lets him know we're behind him, we will give you something that will have value. And if your poster is selected as being one of the top ones, we will let you have your picture taken with Tito Santana and your poster, and we are going to make a big deal out of this because we want Tito Santana to know that Houston is behind him. This young man who hails from Mission, Texas, and who made a tremendous impression here is most certainly going to be great. World's heavyweight champion Nick Bockwinkel has his own thoughts.
Many of the people who listen and hear we independent, very self-styled wrestlers doing our talking, we talk for ourselves. And it gets a little bit vociferous for one simple reason. There's no managers, there's no coaches, there's no one else. But there are, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of politics in our business like in any other. And as far as I'm concerned, Paul Bosch, the sneaking of Tito Santana into that tournament on the last day had to be politics.
Now, he was legitimately entered by the tournament committee.
Sure, we're going to go with all these little verbal technicalities. Whoopee. Tito Santana, you have had a fortuitous moment where for a couple of weeks you have risen right up to the very top in your profession, and you stand alongside of me. And as far as I'm concerned, that trophy of 50 golden years is supposed to be mine. And it's a little bit tarnished because you've got your greasy mitts on it. Now you're going to step into that ring with me, and I'm going to have the satisfaction of doing a couple of things. Giving it the prestige, the dignity, and the honor that it should have by belonging to a World's Heavyweight Champion, and place it right alongside the World's Heavyweight Championship belt. And also the fact that I will take and be able to squash you in your home country because you don't deserve what you got.
Thank you, Mr. Bockwinkel. You've had the world's champion give his views, but here at the Coliseum on Friday night, the words come to a screeching halt, and we're looking for wild action. Tito Santana got a decision over the champion in the tournament. He will be in a 2 out of 3 fall battle this Friday night here at the Coliseum. Well, there you have Tito Santana from Mission, Texas, a 240-pound youngster who made a huge hit in wrestling circles when he won the 3-day tournament, the Gold Cup tournament, the first tournament of its kind to be held here in this country. And Tito Santana came up as the man who won 4 matches in one night, one of those a decision over world's champion Nick Bockwinkel. Now, Bockwinkel's title was not at stake in that match, nor is Bockwinkel's title at stake in this match. However, Bockwinkel is the man who challenged Tito Santana to prove his right to carry that trophy. And Tito Santana said, I still think I can beat you. And this match, with over 2 out of 3 falls, with a 60-minute time limit, came out of that. Now, Bockwinkel is thoroughly roused. His pride was stung when Santana got the decision over him. He claimed it was a hometown decision, but Santana, his home is in Mission, Texas, and not in Houston, Texas. But he feels like Houston is the place where he can shoot to enlarge his reputation. So we are going to see a bitterly fought battle here with a couple of men who know they're wrestling for sure. You can see the power that they're putting into this head-on clash. And this match as far as Tito is concerned, is the battle of the century. As far as Nick Bockwinkel is concerned, it is a point of pride, and men will fight harder to salve their pride than they will do for any other reason, whether it's gold or no matter what it is. So it's Santana in the black trunks, if you're watching in color, or Santana with the dark hair. Bockwinkel with the maroon trunks and the blonde hair. Now, Bockwinkel is a tough wrestler. He is well schooled. His father was a great wrestler. There was a nice takedown, and there's one, and there's two, and Bockwinkel had to call on all of his vaunted ability that time to be able to score and escape. So it's Bockwinkel trying the same thing, and Bockwinkel being thrown off. Now Santana moves with confidence. He maneuvers around that ring properly, and he keeps his balance, keeps his eye on his opponent, and he has been wrestling for about 6 years now. So he knows the difference between wrist lock and wrist watch. With his back against the ropes, that's Bockwinkel, and he comes off. Whoa! He hit him once and wished he hadn't. Tito Santana fired up and ready to go. And as he came in that time, he was set and he let it fly. That kind of quick response is a maneuver that fans can well understand. Full Nelson is Bockwinkel's hold. Full Nelson is a good hold. It's a solid hold. It's a hold that you can hang on to. The fans here are screaming their approval of Tito Santana. They are screaming their encouragement of him. They are ringing bells and whistling whistles, and they are making noise, and they got him out of trouble. And Bockwinkel gets out of trouble by having the referee break the hold in the ropes. So I'll tell you, that Santana is a fine-looking young athlete. And he has the kind of coordination that can really just come in intuitively when he needs it. He's a natural-born wrestler. And he's a well-trained wrestler. Bockwinkel trying to get in there with a test of strength. They're testing strength actually with the hands, but as they clash in there with that push, it leaves all the work to the hands as the bodies are reacting by tightly staying up against each other, and Bockwinkel is getting the initial effect of it. And as he rises up and presses Santana down, you see the bend on the hands. Now it's definitely the advantage of Nick Bockwinkel. And that smooth muscle body of Tito Santana is in trouble as he is being forced down. And again, in this one-on-one test of sheer strength. Now listen to those fans. Go, Tito, go. And Tito fighting up from underneath. He's got his legs under him. He's pushing with his legs now. There he is, straightening up and coming to a full standing position. Now he's the strength of the arms, and he's got more arm left than Nick has. Nick's arms are extended, and the battle is back and forth to see who is going to hang on to it. So Tito is down on the deck. Tito is on his knees again, but Nick Bockwinkel did this by having just a little bit better of the leverage. Tito trying to fight up again, pushing at it, pushing up, and again he's getting his legs underneath. And again he starts to maneuver with his legs, straightening out. The legs are much stronger than the arms, and you can bet that Bockwinkel's arms, long about this time, are getting tired. The forearms particularly, and the hands feel like they're about to drop off. They've been holding that hold for an inordinately long period of time, and there is the turn. He's getting Nick Bockwinkel's hands bent backwards, and as our director, Ed Worthington, captures the true excitement and the true focal point of this hold, you can see the give and the take as they swing back and forth. Hard gripping with the hands. Look, great camera work, Ed. And the bending now is against Tito. There it is, a little bit more effort, and that shaking is coming from the weakening. And now Bockwinkel is being forced down to his knees, and Santana has the advantage, and he has accepted all of this punishment for this one moment of triumph here as he manages to bend the hands of the world's champion, but the ropes will break it, and you can bet that both of them feel a certain sense of relief. It was the kind of a hold that they wished they could let go, but just couldn't. And Nick Kozak is telling Nick Bockwinkel exactly what he thought of the manner in which he broke that hold in the ropes, or didn't break it, one or the other. So, Bockwinkel with a grip on the head, a side headlock. Santana trying to give a bar arm across the face, trying to straighten Nick out. Nick trying to get his weight up on top of Santana. Santana felt the weight and knew the danger and quickly changed his course. Now the fans again start to chant for Tito Santana, and the give and the take of Tito against Nick Bockwinkel. So as Nick is forced to his feet by the movements of Tito Santana, Santana is, there's the throw, and whoa, he bounced into him, and again, and as the side headlock whipped him over and whipped him down, Nick Bockwinkel stays in perfect position to use his weight instead of his strength. There's a tilt over, and he could get a fall on that. And that's going to change Nick's idea. He's going to have to be a little bit more careful with the manner in which he uses that pressing down force to try to push Tito's shoulders down to the deck. So the side headlock is Bockwinkel's hold. The effort is strong on Bockwinkel's part, but watch that youngster from Mission, Texas, as he turns on his side here and tries to keep Bockwinkel confident as he maneuvers into a better position from which to defend himself and to go on the attack. And in wrestling, the attack position and the defensive position are sometimes exactly the same. Side headlock. Santana caught. And Bockwinkel now knows that Santana is preparing to make his move. So does the crowd. The crowd gets with him. The crowd starts to scream. And the effort by Bockwinkel is going to now either pay off or go wrong. There's a quick exchange, and it's Bockwinkel back again with the side headlock, and he takes a widespread position on that mat, scissors his legs way out so that he can get to cover as much space on the mat as possible and make himself as heavy as possible. Shoulders close. Referee Nick Kozak doing the counting. He's watching Tito's shoulders closely, and Tito's shoulders bounce up. Somewhere here in the audience tonight, there are about 20 of Tito's relatives who have come up from Mission, Texas to watch him in action against Bockwinkel and watch his efforts to prove that he is truly the Gold Cup winner and winner of the tournament. Now listen to the whistles. The fans here with those shrill whistles are sounding off and keeping Tito reminded that they're on his side and that they are more than ready for his effort to spring into action. Tito trying now to shake that head loose. Bockwinkel hanging on. Bockwinkel putting the squeeze on. And Tito found a handful of hair there and instinctively grabbed at it. Now with Tito swinging that right arm of his, he's searching for the kidneys, but he's hitting a legal blow. Bockwinkel looking for trouble. A scoop, a slam, and oh! He bounced him down, and as Nick comes in, a crotch hold and a lift, and he bounced on that canvas that time. Ooh, and Nick is back again. And Nick here is putting up the battle of his life as he tries to prove not only that he can beat Santana, but as he tries to give emphasis to his claim that when a decision was given against him in the Gold Cup tournament, why it was unearned and that Tito never should have been declared the winner. Bockwinkel was looking for that honor of being the winner of the tournament because he didn't have to enter that tournament. He was already world's heavyweight champion, but he certainly put everything he had in the effort to just say, look, whether it's wrestling for a belt or for a prize, I'm the best man. Let's see what happens now as Nick Bockwinkel tries to make that side headlock fit, and if it doesn't fit, to force Tito's head into a shape that will most certainly make it fit. Into the turnbuckle. Here is Bockwinkel trying his best now to smash Tito Santana into that turnbuckle above us. And as Nick comes in, he has missed, but I don't think he missed that ring post. He had drive as he was coming in, enough to break Tito in half. And Tito Santana has come to life, and so have his fans. Listen to the tremendous uproar here as Tito's not only bruises that arm by dropping in there with his knee, but he comes up with an arm bar that could force a capitulation fall out of world champion Nick Bockwinkel. Great move by Tito Santana, and he got into it with all the enthusiasm of a man who has just gotten out of a long series of side headlocks, and believe me, that can make you fight to keep from getting back in it again. So Santana with an arm bar, and Bockwinkel being worked over, and it looks like Bockwinkel could be in a position where he's going to have to quit. And these fans are screaming not only to Tito to tear it off and hit him with a bloody end, but to Nick to give up. The power of suggestion is powerful. And right in there is Nick Kozak's head, and his arm is held out flat and straight, and Tito works on it and works on it well. Kozak trying to make himself as inconspicuous as possible there and let these guys go at their efforts to tear parts of the anatomy off. But now he steps in to warn Bockwinkel. Hip lock and a good protective pair of feet. Ooh, how we got it. 15 minutes have gone by as Tito follows up and smashes in there to take the arm again. Followed up on it well. Nick Bockwinkel down close to the canvas. That's why Nick Kozak is in there close. He knows that those shoulders are nearly there. And the hold now is a hammerlock. Same arm. He keeps working on it. Keeps forcing it up into the position. And now you could almost see the confidence in Tito Santana as he waved to the fans, or he may have been waving to his family that time to let them know that he was in a good position. He's a fine young man, this Tito Santana, and as he tries to force the fall out of Nick Bockwinkel, Santana gets that arm way up behind that back, and he makes the most of it. Kozak looking, Kozak asking the question that should always be answered or asked, so that when a man wants to continue, you ask him that and he says no, it means that he does not want to quit. When a man says yes in there, it usually means he does want to quit. Hammerlock. Tito Santana hanging on to it. Nick Bockwinkel tight up there to try to get into the toughest job here is to try to get into a position to make a move. Now, with the help of a handful of hair, he has managed to get into a position, and Santana, Tito, took a lesson from what the champion was teaching and grabbed him by the hair. It's a hammerlock wrapped around that top rope. And Nick Bockwinkel is in tough shape. Santana smashing away at that arm and trying to use that fist so that it will really deaden that arm, make it impossible to use. And if he can't get both of those arms working, Nick Bockwinkel is going to be in mighty serious trouble. And Tito drops in there with unerring aim to find the tricep muscle, to deposit his weight on there and to hit him with the bone of that kneecap. Tito's fans screaming for him to drop in again, to get in there again and to let him have it. You can bet that going through Bockwinkel's mind is the idea that if he quits now, he may be able to come out with a different attack in the second fall. And Tito hung on. He may have been slammed, but he hung on, and now they're close in the ropes, and the referee called on Bockwinkel to break. He is trying now to break the jaw of Tito Santana. Hammerlock, and again, the arm goes solidly up the back of the world's heavyweight champion. This match is for the Gold Cup trophy, which Tito won in the recent 3-day tournament we held here. So it's Bockwinkel trying his best now to slam into the head of Tito Santana. And Santana now has been stunned. And as they move in, that arm is hanging at the side of Nick Bockwinkel. And the champion is kneeling right on the throat of Tito Santana, and his head was on the bottom rope. So Bockwinkel trying now to maneuver him. He's trying to choke him to get that rope in there. Nick Bockwinkel, again, using that rope and again using his weight. And Santana's right here in front of us, and Santana is gasping for breath, as well he might. And Nick comes in, that left arm is not working properly, and there is a smash into that top turnbuckle. The smash again, and he is trying to change that good-looking face of young Tito Santana. The champion swung his right arm, but not his left, and here's Tito trying to give him a lesson in rough stuff as well. A hard crash. He went up high that time for that flying head scissor. He tried again, and Tito missed the flying head scissor. We've got a 3 count. The first fall goes to world's heavyweight champion. We'll be back here in a moment after this word from the studio.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, second fall.
And there is the bell for the start of the second fall as Nick Bockwinkel moves in on Tito Santana and takes wide open shots at him. Tito is still feeling the worst for wear because of that sprawling fall he took when he missed the flying head scissor and just landed down there without any support whatsoever. Bockwinkel now trying to lift him up into position to do something about it as he puts Tito in position to get the rope snapped. There's 1, there's 2, and Tito just barely manages to get out of the difficult spot. Now he's been able to throw a blow, and he keeps after the champion, but Nick Bockwinkel started this fall in better shape than Santana, and he is depending on that right now, and the fans here start that calling for Tito. Cross face lock as Nick Bockwinkel bears down hard on it. Kozak watching closely, and as he checked on the other side, he decided it was a stranglehold, and now as Santana is catching rabbit punch after rabbit punch, almost to the point of hurting Nick Bockwinkel's hand. But Tito now is on his feet. That's the first time he's been there since this thing started, the second fall started, and he is able to damage the champion. He got in some solid blows there, and here is Bockwinkel again trying his best to come in, and he got in there. He got that 245 pounds of his dropping down on top of Tito Santana, and Tito is 1 fall behind. He is in a bad position, and the champion, as he steps in there, finds that throat and goes after him, and Nick is doing exactly what he said he was going to do, throw everything he had into this non-title affair, everything he had into trying to beat the tar out of the man he says stole the gold cup from him. And as he forces this grip, this front headlock, you see him now rising up with Santana's head, and Bockwinkel comes in to punish Santana in the corner, driving that face of his into that turnbuckle, and Bockwinkel aimed so that he would run that body into that top rope, and again he is trying to damage Tito's ability to breathe. As it comes up, and Bockwinkel comes up with a knee lift that time, caught him in the midsection, and Tito's having his problems here, getting straightened out after that first fall problem. And oh man, he hit him and hit him solidly. He's got a fall. We've got a fall. Tito Santana was flying through the air and crashed his body into the champion, and down on the canvas is Nick Bockwinkel. He has just lost the equalizing fall in this battle. We'll be back here in a moment after this word from the studio. Start off now with the third and deciding fall. The third and deciding fall of this battle as Tito Santana comes in to fight back at Nick Bockwinkel and to start throwing wallops at the champion's jaw. And now this is Tito Santana recovering from the punishment that he has been given. Santana moving in now to charge on Bockwinkel and to crash in there with the effort, but oh, it was that turnbuckle that did it before, and it's the turnbuckle that could do it again. On top is Nick Bockwinkel. He almost got the fall. He was in there to try to pin the champion and came mighty close to it. Bockwinkel lifting him up to go side headlock. Whoa, man! And this could be it. God, how those guys crashed, how they hit, and how they bounced back on the canvas. And the fans try screaming for Tito, and as Nick Bockwinkel follows him. The effort by Bockwinkel again to smash all the fight out of Tito by bouncing him into the canvas, but now as they move out onto the floor, smash goes the head of Tito Santana into the ring post, a hard driving crash, and Tito is on the floor and he could be counted out. Tito is down, Tito could be out. The referee is counting. We could have the match end now with Tito on the Cole Coliseum concrete as his second Pat Hatchell tries to bend over him and tries to help him to get back into the ring. Nick Bockwinkel is too close. The referee has broken the count and moved back in, and Tito is rising up. Tito is bleeding, but Tito is being walloped again by Nick Bockwinkel and driven down to the floor, and the Gold Cup winner right now is in no good spot. He is in a mighty bad position. He is trying his best to get back in the ring, and Bockwinkel is trying his best to keep him from going on the outs from getting back into the ring at all. And referee Nick Kozak is trying to give Santana an opportunity to get back into the ring, but he has not yet had it. Doing the smashing is Nick Bockwinkel, and the driving blows into that turnbuckle with blood running all over Tito Santana are tough to take. And now he is able to get into position to defend himself. The kicks from the floor coming up, and Tito now rises up and starts a two-fisted scramble as the give and take of this battle flows, and Nick Bockwinkel is catching it, and Tito moves in on the champion. Bockwinkel hits hard, and so does Santana. Santana is down. This could be it, as Bockwinkel moves in there to drive those kicks. And Santana on the apron now trying to pull himself up, trying to pull himself in, and Bockwinkel attacking him, and there is a bow and arrow tackle. And they come over the top rope. 1, 2, 3. We've got to fall. We've got to fall. Look at the tremendous, tremendous uproar here in the Coliseum. What a wild, wild, wild uproar as Tito Santana scores on World's Heavyweight Champion Nick Bockwinkel and maintains the possession of the trophy, the Gold Cup trophy. There is Tito with the Gold Cup trophy, Tito Santana. There is his brother up there and his family trying to surround him. What a win, what a victory. What a proof that this man can take punishment and then can dish it out. What a future this young man has as a contender. Tito is the best, is what the sign says. Listen to these fans. They crowd around this ring. They're roaring for Tito. Tito, Tito, Tito. A stupendous win by terrific Tito. A great, great victory as Nick Bockwinkel staggers around the ring and wonders exactly what happened to him. A fine maneuver, and Bockwinkel is complaining to referee Nick Bockwinkel. So that's the way this one ends here, as he is greeted on and hugged, and he heads for the dressing room. And we tell you this: we'll be with you in a few moments after this word from the studio.